Hey, this is Peter Dankelson from Pete's Diary, and you're listening to Tom and Zeus on the Shout It Out Loudcast.
And reports tonight on how destruction is impacting the campus community.
Names of O'Hara Hall, Skid Row, T-Zone, Banff.
Badass motherfuckers.
Somph, sit on my face.
Drinking like fucking ass pre-gaming, as we call it. What is this dorm damage bill on our tuition statement?
Dorm damage?
Well, we only broke like 3 chairs and 4 desks this month.
Is that a positive thing? Bam! That's right. We're back with another episode of Dorm Damage, the show where anything and everything is on the table, and the table gets smashed. This is episode 77, and we're going back to something that we love to do here, the Ultimate Classic Rock Lists. This week, it's another good one, Zeus. What are we doing?
Yeah, this one, Ultimate Classic Rock, has a list of top 10 second albums.
Yeah.
Not, second album better than the first. It's just, what's the top 10 second albums by bands? Yep. Let's see if we agree with these, and chances are we won't.
Yeah. My favorite part of episodes like this is bitching about the stuff that doesn't make the list.
Yep.
But let's see what we got here at number 10, a band that is near and dear to my heart, Bad Company, Straight Shooter. So, of course, this has Good Lovin' Gone Bad, Feel Like Making Love, Shooting Star. It's like a greatest hits album. So, I mean, I know you know some of the hits, but for me, Bad Company is just one of my favorite. So I'm not going to argue with this one. I'm a little bit surprised that Ultimate Classic Rock recognized it for what it is at number 10, but
very overrated. It should not even be here.
Well, there you go.
It's not even better than the debut album.
Well, it's not comparing itself against the debut album.
Feel Like Making Love is one of the worst fucking songs.
Oh, I agree. It's just overplayed. It's classic rock.
Oh God, it's just,
yeah,
just fucking whatever.
Yeah,
I think about love.
Yeah, it's just some of the Bad Company songs go the way of like all the Steve Miller Band songs, like just beaten into the ground.
Yeah.
All right, number 9, another band that I love, the Allman Brothers Band, Idlewild South, 1970. I'm a huge Allman Brothers fan, but I'm going to be honest with you. I guess I take that back. Maybe I'm not as huge as I thought because all I have is their Live at the Fillmore album because it's one of the great live albums of all time, but I don't have this album. So where do you stand on the Allman Brothers?
I'm like, okay, well, I like, what's that song? Lord, I was born a rambling man.
Oh, that song's terrible. Oh, I like that. Oh.
Well, he was born in the back of a Greyhound bus.
Yeah, I was
born in the back of a Greyhound bus too.
Oh, there he is, Ace sneaking in on Dorm Damage again.
I mean, other than that, I really don't know their shit. All I know is Dwayne Allman and the rest of the band are just great musicians, and Dwayne's slide guitar is just legendary.
Yep, agreed. All right, now you're singing my song here. Number 8, Metallica, Ride the Lightning. There's nothing more entertaining to me than Zeus shitting on music that he doesn't like. I remember we used to do a podcast with somebody who did that kind of stuff. Where is that person right now?
He hit the bricks.
Yeah. Metallica, Ride the Lightning. It should be higher than number 8, but I'm not going to argue. It's here.
It shouldn't even be on this fucking list, but go ahead.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. Why are we doing this show again? Remind me again. Why are we doing this? Oh, it's gonna be Elvis and fucking Alan Jackson, fucking the Supreme,
hold on.
The Temptations.
Hold on, let me do it. You mean Don't Rock the Jukebox?
What song is that?
It's the title track to his second album. Don't rock the jukebox. I want to hear some Jones. Because my heart ain't ready for the Rolling Stones.
Oh, God almighty. Jesus Christ.
That's a great tune. His heart ain't ready for rock and roll. He needs to have some country heartache music.
Yeah, all right. Here we go. Number 7. It's another album I really love, and we might see this one sometime soon. Zeus. I don't even know if you like this band.
What are we doing here?
I don't even know
you some of the albums that I can think of and compare it to this fucking stupid list. Okay, Black Crowes has got some good songs. I have this album. It's a decent album,
It's a great album.
All-time greatest 10 albums?
Yes.
Second album?
Yes.
No, fucking stupid.
Oh, my God almighty. Good God. Welcome, new listeners, to, I don't know what this show is called. The Black Crowes Southern Harmony and Musical Companion. Great album. Very different than their first album. I love it. I love the Black Crowes. This is a great album. They are not what you would call handsome men. We'll say that right here. This is not a good album cover. Great album. Tons of great songs. Remedy, Thorn in My Pride. Good stuff. Good stuff. Here we go. Number 6. Pew! Meet the Beatles. Ugh.
So no matter what I just said previously, the fact that you just said that will get more shit than anything.
Probably. I don't even know anything. What's on? Okay, despite being tagged as their first album on its cover, this is actually their second album released in the U.S., with portions having already been previously released in the UK. The album opener, I Want to Hold Your Hand. Really? Really?
So it's always a little weird because like the Beatles, like AC/DC, like I think a couple other bands, like their albums get mixed. Like what was released in UK first? What was released over here?
Yep.
I believe the discography is that the first album was the Please Please Me, and the second album is with the Beatles, I thought. But now they call this Meet the Beatles. So I don't know what the fucking title is. I don't know.
No one cares because they stink.
A lot of people care. It's the same album, but I believe it's with the Beatles. That was the title of it when it was released in England. And then maybe they call it this in the US. I don't know.
Which version of this album cover is better, this one or Van Halen OU812?
You fucking hate that album cover.
It's so bad.
Yeah, so it has I Want to Hold Your Hand. So this is kind of fucked up because when I look at their discography, this album is completely different. I have no idea what's on it because it's fucked up because these guys chose to make this their second album. Right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about the Beatles other than this. I don't know anything about their discography.
Yeah, I think this is cheating by putting this here. Anyways, let's go.
Could be.
Let's take anyways, since the Beatles fucked it up, let's take a quick little break and let's come back. All right, we're back and we're at number 5. Here you go, Tom.
Number 5. All right. I don't know if anybody's going to argue with this one. You might argue on where it's ranked in the list, but Van Halen 2. So, I mean, what is there to say about this? Some people argue it's their favorite. Some people say it's their second favorite, whatever. But I know everybody who loves Van Halen loves this album, including me. I think it's a much more.
I'm just one of those. I think it's overrated for them because I can name like 3 albums right off the top of my head that I like better.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I think the hits on this one get beat. I think like Dance the Night Away and Beautiful Girls gets like beaten into the ground, but there's a lot of good stuff on it. Like, you know, it's a great album. I mean, but yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, people our age, we grew up with these just getting hit over the head with this music constantly on the radio. So it's like now we're at our age, we're like, I don't need to hear Van Halen 2 like ever again, you know? But that doesn't mean it's not good. Number 4, Zeus. Finally, we're coming into your wheelhouse here, my friend. Ozzy, Diary of a Madman.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely in there.
Yep. Less than a year after his solo debut, Blizzard of Oz, he releases Diary. Yeah, I mean, we did this on ARC. If you missed that, please go check it out. We did Blizzard of Oz on ARC too, so check that out too. Yeah, I don't know. Should this be higher? I don't know. Let's find out what the next few are. Number 3, Led Zeppelin 2 is at number 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it should be on the list.
Yeah, it should be on the list. Should it be?
I mean, for us, we may have it somewhere different as far as how good it is compared to the others Zeppelin albums, but it's still one of the best number 2 albums of all time, easily.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard to argue with the next 2, although, I don't know, number 1 might cause a discussion. Number 2, Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Of course, after their self-titled debut, you got Paranoid, which is, you know, almost like a greatest hits album for them. So I guess it's going to depend on your taste where you think these albums should be ranked here. But number 1, I love this album. It's a fucking absolutely killer album. I don't know if it's number 1. AC/DC, Let There Be Rock. is number 1 on their list of top 10.
It's one of the stupidest comments I've ever fucking seen.
What is?
This is the second number.
At number 1.
First of all, the problem again, we're getting back into exactly what I mentioned. I didn't even know that this was going to be listed on here. You're getting into the same problem with fucking
the Beatles.
With the Beatles.
Yeah.
What's the number 2 album? The really released album number 2? Or are you saying the one in the United States, which is a fucking mixture?
So it says, despite a number of prior Australian and international releases, Let There Be Rock was the second official album released in the U.S., as was the case with their debut High Voltage. And then it talks about how it had Problem Child and Whole Lotta Rosie and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's technically...
They released High Voltage in 75.
Yes.
In Australia. Then TNT in 75. Yeah. And then they released the international version of High Voltage. Yeah. Then they released Dirty Deeds Done
Dirty Deeds. Yep.
Then they released Let There Be Rock. Technically, it's like their 5th album.
Right. So they're cheating.
And it's not even their top 2 albums.
Oh, you don't like Let There Be Rock?
Not better than fucking Highway to Hell or fucking Back in Black.
No, but again, we're not ranking this against their own discography. We're ranking it against second albums.
Like it's not even... I mean, I know
it's not number 1.
I know AC/DC fans that love this. I know hard rock people that love this. But I have yet to ever hear hard rock people or metal people, when they throw greatest albums like this to be the number 2nd album of all time, say Let There Be Rock. I don't have that. I don't hear that discussion.
I'm just shocked that it's ahead of Zeppelin and Sabbath.
It shouldn't even be on this list.
Oh, yes, it should. It should.
No, it shouldn't. It's not even number 2. It's not even their 2nd album.
Okay, well, let's get into the argument here then before we wrap up. Do you have any kind of honorable mentions?
So what's the best fucking song on that album? Let There Be Rock, A Whole Lotta Rosie?
No, Problem Child.
I mean, those are the... What's that?
Problem Child. Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be. The fucking album's awesome, dude.
The Australian version. Okay, so let's go to international version.
Yeah.
Problem Child? Come on, it's not even a fucking top 10 song from AC/DC.
Dude, what? Where did it
classic?
Do you like anything that we're talking about? This is like incredible. You don't like anything we're talking about tonight.
I think the fucking list is ridiculously stupid. And it's an insult to these great bands.
You could say that the list is stupid, but that doesn't make the albums bad.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that fucking when you think of great albums by AC/DC, Let There Be Rock does not come up as a top discussion one.
Yes, of course it does. What are you talking about? It absolutely does. It's Highway to Hell, Back in Black, and then depending on if you're a Bon Scott or a Brian Johnson guy.
Yeah, but it's not a fucking definite. It's never a discussion. As the top. Dude, this was listed as number 1 of the best second album of all
That's
time.
A separate argument. I agree. It shouldn't be number 1.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Right, I agree. It shouldn't be number 1.
It's like not even their top 3 albums. So, I mean, whatever. I mean, but I'm just saying, I have an opinion, a strong opinion of a lot of these things.
Well, I don't think Led Zeppelin 2 should be number 3 on the list.
Let's take a look at the rest on the list. Let's have this discussion too. I've had this conversation with you.
Yep.
Like, I don't know that many people, and I'm not a Metallica fan, but I want to hear you Metallica fans describe Ride the Lightning as better than fucking Master of Puppets or Justice for All.
There's a huge contingency of Ride the Lightning people out there. That's their favorite. A lot of people. Because I've
always heard you guys brag about Master of Puppets.
Yeah, it's puppets. It's puppets. Yeah, and Justice, but there's a lot of people. I mean, I love Ride the Lightning, but James's voice is, we're not going to get one. It's not a Metallica episode here, but any bands that aren't on this list, you're an Eagles fan. I don't know what the Eagles' second album is. Should that be on
Desperado.
This list? I don't know. Should that be on this list?
Would I put Desperado? I love the album. I think it's better than their first album, but it's not even their top 3 or 4 albums.
Right.
I wouldn't like, and if they put Desperado in there, I'd be like, that's fucking not true. It's not even close.
The only one that I would think, and this is not because I'm necessarily a fan of the band. I am a fan of the band, but I'm surprised that they didn't put Rush Fly By Night on here. And the only reason I say that is not only is it their second album, it's their first album with Neil on it.
I was just gonna say, was Neil Peart in there?
That was his first album. So I know how Ultimate Classic Rock likes to be like, oh, it's the first this, the first. So that I'm surprised that's not on here. But other big band, I mean, you're not going to put Hotter Than Hell on this list as much as we love Kiss. That's not going to be on here. Some other huge bands.
I love that. But if you said the top 10 greatest number 2 albums and Hotter Than Hell is in here, I mean, we'd have an argument. And I love Hotter Than Hell.
Me too.
Like, are you fucking stupid?
Right.
Why is that in the top 10?
No, I agree. I mean,
and that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
The same thing like AC, not because Let There Be Rock is a bad album, but to me, it's not close to one of their best. Well, I should say not close, but it's not in the discussion of one of their best. And you're putting that as number one of all time?
I agree.
So,
my big thing is putting it above Sabbath and Zeppelin, which I do like Let There Be Rock, but I don't know. And again, it's a weird. You're right. It's a weird list because we're measuring against other second albums, but like you with AC/DC, you're saying it can't be the number one second album because it's not.
When it's not even maybe the top 2 or 3 for them.
Right, but that's where the gray area.
And also
comes
the fucking cheating, where it's really their 5th released album.
Oh yeah,
right. It's the second in the U.S. Like, come on, dude.
Right.
All right, so I wrote down mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
That I'm like, first of all, and Ultimate Classic Rock loves them. How the fuck is Nevermind not in this?
I agree. Well, that's what I was going to say. A lot of the grunge bands.
That makes their number one. That's number one on all their lists. How is that not in there? How's none of the grunge? How's Dirt?
Nothing's on there. Super Unknown. Well, not Super Unknown's not number 2, but yeah.
No, Super Unknown's not.
No, I know that.
Versus Purple.
Yeah.
How are those not in there?
Nothing's on there.
I'll give you a couple ones that I had. For me, as favorites, how's Shout at the Devil not in there?
Yep. Agreed. Yeah.
All right. For me, I'd also put High and Dry in there.
Yep.
All right. What are we doing? So when you start going Allman Brothers, are you technically going, then you can go such classic rock. Now you can go Elton John, then you can go Neil Young. And I'm sure all those guys have incredible number 2 albums that are fucking way better than a lot of these on this list.
So that's what I was going to say. If you're going to start to include the Allman Brothers and like Black Crowes, now you're opening it up to, like you said,
is Crosby, Stills and Nash critical second album bigger? I don't know. Right. I don't even know what their album is.
Right.
But you'd mean to tell me of all the second albums,
right?
Fucking AC/DC's Let It Be Rock? Come on.
Yeah, I agree. But again, they like to do these lists to get people like us to yell.
Here's some other ones that I liked. As far as I'm concerned, if I was putting a list together, how about Rainbow Rising by Rainbow?
Yep.
Okay. How about the great radio controversy, Tesla? Right? Slave to the Grind for me, for Skid Row. I know you're not
Invasion of Your Privacy.
Invasion of Your Privacy. Cocked and Loaded by LA Guns is better. They're never going
to put those.
No, but I'm saying these are albums that I think the second album's better.
Yeah.
So even Poison's second album, sold tremendously because they had every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Yep.
And Nothing But a Good Time. Even that you could say, right? So the fact that like none of the grunge albums made it is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to even throw like, again, they've expanded what we're talking about. I mean, I love a band like Foreigner, like Double Vision was their second album. That's like a ton of hits on there for a band like Foreigner. I mean,
I don't know what Styx was or Journey's like, I don't know one of those.
Right.
I'm not a collector of their albums, but what are we doing here?
Yeah. I think they're creating controversy so that people like us will talk about it. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So, but
it's just a strange way of doing it.
And the best second album of all time is The Low End Theory by A Tribe Called Quest. But so we'll just get that out of the way right now. So there you go.
And if they dared to put that in there, then you just opened up a whole fucking genre of music.
Yeah, of course.
Okay? How about this? What if they started going down fucking jazz and all of a sudden you're going to say, well, Miles Davis, or if they go down blues, well, B.B. King's second album had these fucking standards that no one's ever fucking come close to.
What's Elvis's official second album?
So technically, because it was in the 50s, they were still doing like singles and releasing things like that. He finally did an album called Elvis, and I think the second was Elvis Presley.
Okay.
And I think like 7 of the 10 songs were fucking covers, like everybody did back then.
Yeah.
Every rock guy did a version of fucking Ready Teddy from fucking Little Richard, or did a version of Johnny B. Good. They all copied each other, and everybody did versions of these songs. So half of his songs, now they're fantastic, and a lot of them are true. Like Blue Suede Shoes is not a fucking Elvis song. It's Carl Perkins, but everybody knows it from him.
Right.
Like, to me, those albums are great.
Yep.
But they're not they're not real authentic albums like you would say here now.
Right. No, I know. I hear what you're saying, man. I got it.
So it's a little different. It just the way that this was set up and stuff. I don't know. There's a great one we can do again later, and that is second album is better than the first.
Oh, definitely. That's coming up. I love those discussions. Yep.
All right. Till next time. Peace out, Girl Scout.
Oh, you over here? Yeah, I'm over here now.
Zeus, it's me. I want to end the show now.
Jesus Christ, Tom. Jesus Christ. Let's end the show now while we got the muscle.